What's going on, guys? It is K-Dog's Kennel coming at you on YouTube with the start of another walkthrough series. I literally just got this game a couple days ago. This is one of my favorite games of all time. If I had to pick a Final Fantasy that was my favorite to join Final Fantasy X, which I still have to finish my Final Fantasy X playthrough, I'm still going to do the Evil Within 2. It just Evil Within 2 might take a backseat to this. But this is Final Fantasy XII, this Zodiac Age. You're going to jump into this. You saw Trial Mode. Trial Mode we'll talk about later on, but this game is super long. It's super freaking amazing. The story's great, and my favorite part about this game is the hunts. We'll talk about hunts as it's the hunts, honestly, because there's so many of them, I'm going to break off the hunts into its own sub-series to where, you know, you can look up whatever monster or whatever. It'll basically be me finding the guy that put the bill out for the monster, fighting the monster, and then reporting back to the petitioner. So, one thing that I love is the speed mode. A lot of times in the game, it's open world, okay? So, and we'll talk about speed mode here in just a minute, but everything else looks good. I do want to turn the music down a little bit, like almost non-existent, because I don't want to get hit with a copyright claim or anything for anything. I don't know if it will or not. We'll see, but alright, start the game. Here we go. Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. We're going to do the prologue in this part, which is just the opening of the game, and then we're going to get into the actual gameplay. One thing I love about this game is the battle system is so much different than in other Final Fantasy games. A lot of times, you know, you walk around, the screen will like shake or, you know, crack or whatever. This is basically, which we'll talk about combat here in a minute. But it's basically, it's open world combat. You find a monster or whatever just roaming the ground, and then, or, you know, roaming in the world, and you can basically just go attack whoever you want. The Moogles. I love the Moogles. The Moogles are my favorite. So we have a wedding.
You man and wife from this time forth. May the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity.
There we go. I was like, I can barely hear it, but my headset was turned way down. I don't know why, but let's kick things off with a beautiful wedding.
Has fallen. Impossible!
My father? I know not. I am sorry.
If Nabudis has indeed fallen, it is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca. There is nothing to halt their advance.
Secure Nalbina with all haste.
I will go.
And I will go at his side. Galtea stand watch over your life.
That I be considered worthy.
Sorry guys, I don't really talk a lot during cutscenes, just so you guys can listen and basically just watch.
The paling's fallen. Then it's over. For my father. For my father! Lord Rassler!
Ugh.
Blessings of the Great Father descend, and guide your bodies return to the earth.
Rassler, that arrow,
Great Father,
was
guide
killed.
your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Follow.
And that's how we kick things off. Final Fantasy XII.
The death of Lord Rassler Heos Nabradia was but one of many tragedies to befall the kingdom of Dalmasca. The air of hope that had surrounded Her Royal Highness Princess Ashe's wedding was now quite lost. Dalmasca had been set adrift at the mercy of history's restless tides. At this time, two great empires struggled for dominion over Ivalice. Arcadia in the east, Rosaria the west. The invasion of the Kingdom of Nabradia was Arcadia's first step in its westward march. With Lord Rassler's beloved homeland consumed by the hellfires of war, it seemed clear that Arcadia would soon mete out a like fate to Dalmasca. The fall of the fortress at Nalbina told the destruction of the greater part of Dalmasca's forces. A counterattack was mounted by the order of the Knights of Dalmasca, ever brave and faithful. But against the martial might of the Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory. Indeed, their defeat was to be absolute. Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward, offering terms of peace, or, as one might rather put it, terms of Dalmasca's surrender. Lord Romanos, King of Dalmasca, and my dear friend, had no choice but to accept these terms. It was, thus, only with reluctance that he set out for Nalbina Fortress, now under Arcadian occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his royal city of Rabanasta when the remnants of the Order made their return, and not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation awaited them. The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
Memoirs of Halamandor IV, Marquis. Now we're going to get into the first little bits of gameplay here.
Can you hear me?
It's as I feared. They're slowing us down.
Do not say that. Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland. Your name?
Rex, sir. My name's Rex.
Good. Rex. You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand?
Albina Fortress in the North Ward.
Think you can fight?
I'm fine, sir.
How old are you, Rex?
17, sir.
Young. Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanastre.
So young. You're barely old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight. For my homeland. And for my parents.
It's time, Bosch. Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
I'm aware of the situation.
We found them! Over there!
Bossler, go ahead. I will handle this rabble.
Godspeed.
Steady, Rex. Keep your wits about you and you'll make it. We move!
Where are we at time? About 13 minutes. Alright. You must always be mindful of your surroundings. Use the right stick to look around. It is a useful way to spot Imperials. Go on and give it a try. So there we go. Basically, move the right stick left and right. Use the left stick to move, Rex. Tilt it slightly to walk, further to run. You can walk, yes? Come, stand before me. And simply, yeah, just basically learning the early, like, the beginning of the game. Talk to someone, press X. Try talking to your friend by the gate. Life is worth too much to throw away, Rex. Do what you can, but don't try to be a hero. Save the hero stories for your brother once we're back in Rabanastre. Just listen to the captain and we'll get through this. We'll enter the fortress through this gate. We must go. We'll get this little tutorial. See the marker above your head? It is called an action icon, which is an exclamation point above your head. One of these will appear when you approach a door, switch, or an item, or the like. To learn more about what you've found, walk closer to the icon will change, and then press X. Try opening the gate. It is time. We will drive back any Imperials standing between us and the king. Dalmasca's future hangs in the balance. Stay focused on the foes behind you, or before you, Rex. I will watch rearward. You can open the party menu by pressing triangle. On the party menu, you can examine your equipment and your inventory. Alright, so now we're going to talk about combat. That red line is a hostile target line. Take heed, you're being targeted. When a foe targets you, the line is red. When you target a foe, the line is blue. If you see a red line, look for foes at once. If they are not readily apparent, use the right stick to look around. When you found them, press X to open your battle menu. Once you've selected attack, targeted a foe close distance using the left stick, you'll automatically attack until your foe is defeated. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Using an item. You'll automatically resume your previous action. There's no need to input your command again. You can do it, Rex. Show me. So this is our first look at combat. And you'll notice how, like, when you fight regular enemies, it moves really, really slow. But fast mode, so if I'm exploring or whatnot, I can, and you know, just fighting standard enemies, I can move like super fast. That'll kind of speed up exploration and shit like that. So, but that being said, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this part up, and then we're going to pick up immediately in the next part with us reaching the king. So thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys immediately in the next part. So hang tight.